The DLC is coming to Texas Chainsaw, but clearly not this week, but they're making steps towards making it maybe not so bad. And we're going to break down all that in just a moment, but welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters, and if you're new to the channel, I am Oldhead Gaming, and if you want to stay up to date on all the latest horror game news, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for all horror-related content. Now, an update is going to be dropping probably tomorrow, usually around their 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It does not include Danny, the new map, or Black Nancy, so don't look for the DLC tomorrow, but they are addressing some things, including the Nicotero skin, which people were kind of calling pay to win due to how low the chainsaw was. It was actually the reason I enjoyed playing him, because, like, I'll be honest, Leatherface, sometimes his chainsaw at full rev just gives me a headache. But it's going to get nerfed, so it's going to be much louder coming out of the next update tomorrow. And of course, they're addressing some stuff that has caused some lobby issues, and we all know how bad of a problem Lobbies is right now in Texas Chainsaw. So let's look at the full patch notes right now. So the latest patch notes is indeed coming tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Of course, wasn't surprising me. And let's start talking about those patch notes. First, they fixed Nicotero Leatherface interaction audio and chainsaw dance audio. We have fixed an issue where Nicotero Leatherface's audio defaulted back to original chain sound during scripted interactions and also during standard chainsaw audio instead. So what's happening is when you're doing chainsaw dance or you're even revving it, it was just staying quiet, and he could just basically sneak up on you and huzzah, boom, ninja Leatherface. It was a really fun character to play, and it sucks, but a lot of this time the skin was being called pay to win due to the fact that it is that $16 premium price, and a lot of victims were really complaining about it. But here we go. Fix the gas station car exploit. We have fixed an exploit. Players could crouch into the blue car near the tool shed on gas station map. Players will no longer be able to enter that car at all. So once again, it's another one of those things where they don't really know how to fix it, so they just eliminate it. It's the same thing they did with, of course, the traps for Hitchhiker by ladders, where they didn't really know how to fix it, so they just took it away and gave them a space. That is kind of the go-to move with Gun. I don't know how I really feel about that going forward for a long-term solution. Now, the final two things they focused on were player levels in lobbies and player icons in lobbies. So no longer will you see the level of a character. I like this. I am a big fan of this being removed because I felt like smaller players, like, you know, count level 20 and lower, would see a 99 and just immediately bounce. And I don't blame them because they felt like they're going to get their ass kicked, but it was causing issues. And also now you will no longer know if anyone is partied. So everyone's going to look like an individual player. I never thought this was a good idea. Like, I have been against this thing from the beginning, and I'm glad they're going to remove it because it was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Letting people know who were pre-made was an absolute terrible idea. Party icon is no longer displayed in the player list, scoreboard, or match results. Players who are party will no longer display an icon and the lobbies as well. This is absolutely imperative. This should have never been in the game in the first place. I'm really glad they're changing it. And finally, fix some pixelated textures. We have fixed an issue causing textures on skins to not load properly on some platforms. I know that PS4 was having a huge problem with this, so this will help them, but let's be honest, the skins are what they are. Like, they're not great. This is not a thing they should be like, yeah, we're gonna really make these skins that are so good be better because we're sorry that these massively awesome skins are well, they are what they are. But that's it, nothing else. Keep an eye out though, a Muerto time should be dropping later this week, which makes me believe we could see the DLC dropping next week, which would be a good idea because that puts it like well away from Thanksgiving, lets people a chance to play. This might not be a bad thing. I'm excited to see where this goes from there for Texas Chainsaw, because this game needs a real shot in the arm, and maybe if they can get the DLC out in the next week, that would be it for it. And there you have it. Not a huge thing, just a little bit of basically, I don't know if they want to call it nerfing Nicotero Leatherface or just fixing it. I don't know. Basically give him the same level of sound as every other Leatherface now, and he'll be just as annoying to play. Fixing the car exploit, like I said, is just another example of Gun not really knowing how to actually fix something, so they just eliminate the problem altogether. Pixelated textures, who cares? The skins don't look great anyway, but yeah, I guess they should look better. And then, of course, the only thing, in my opinion, that is a really good fix in this entire update is lobbies, and lobbies are gonna get worse before they get better. So this is a big fix now before the DLC drops, because once that happens, everyone's gonna want to play Danny, everyone's gonna want to play Black Nancy, and they're just gonna bail out the moment they don't get their $10 character. So adding these things now does soften that blow a bit, and I'm happy for it. Getting rid of player levels, really good. I can understand why they were there in the beginning. It wasn't meant to be an issue, but it definitely turned into one. Removing party icons was the dumbest thing that they could have ever implemented in the first place. I don't understand it. I've played plenty of ASIMs, and none of you tell if you're swifting or not. Or I guess in this case, you had the kill with friends or survive with friends, and everyone knew who was together. Like, it's just dumb. They should have never done that in the first place, and I'm glad they removed this really stupid addition. So this is a big thing that will help lobbies, and lobbies have been bad since, well, basically ever since they arbitrarily decided to remove PC from the player pool. They did put them back, of course, now, but like that's when the player lobbies started to get wonky. I know some people bounced on both sides. The players have always been separated when it comes to past gen. Like, so anything you can do to help what has become a glaring issue with Texas Chainsaw and lobbies, I will be all for it. And I think these two things are big: removing player levels and making sure that we no longer can see who's paired together are two good steps in the right direction. Let me know though, what do you think of this patch in general? Are you excited for the DLC coming? Do you think it's next week? Because this patch seems like a precursor patch to me. I could be wrong though. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and later mates.